to behold with your abundant favor and blessings, as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to leadership position in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Welcome. And Sharon, let them make the oath.
I, Thomas Cheriot, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Tom Boy Ober, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Feel welcome to our chambers, Kericho County. And in front of you are the committee members on the Department of Water, Environment, Energy, Forestry, and Natural Resources. Allow me to introduce them. I'm the chair, Kemoikibe Peter, MCA Kaususerwa.
Amanita, MCA Chemosot Ward, and a member of this committee.
My name is Naman Rop, member to the committee and MCA Soinward.
My name is Vincent Kabir. I'm representing Londiana Ward and a member of this committee.
Kipkuru Korir Matthew, MCA Chaik Ward, member to this committee.
I'm Martin Cheriot, MCA Kapkugerwet Ward, and a member of this committee.
Good morning. My name is Nancy Bon, staff.
Good morning. I'm William Tolle.
Good morning. I'm Vicky Mutaya.
Morning. I'm Sharon Mibey.
Morning. I'm Diana Mutai.
Thank you. I now give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Who are you? And maybe you introduce yourself, the position that you have in the department. Welcome.
Thank you, Ebo Chair, and all the honorable members of this panel. I am, once again, I'm Thomas Cheriot. I work with Kericho Water Company as a water operator. And also, I am a unionist, branch treasurer, KEWASCO branch.
Thank you, members. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Boy Ober. I do work with Kericho Water. I work, my designation, I'm a driver. and also deployed as a revenue assistant officer at Kapkatet. On the side of union, I'm the branch secretary, Kenya County Government Workers Union, KEWASCO branch. Thank you.
Thank you. You as the union, we understand that there is the urban and the rural. Do we have the union for the urban and the union for the rural?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. May I clarify that point? Union is for KEWASCO as a company. We don't have urban company and rural company. So officials who are elected at the branch level represent KEWASCO as a company. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I was bringing to your attention that because we have been having a challenge that you are working under the KEWASCO company, but there are some of the challenges that you are facing, and you have categorized, they have categorized into two. That is the urban and the rural. Now, maybe for clarification, you can give us the status of KEWASCO, and as the unionist, how have you been representing the workers, and what are the challenges that they are facing?
Chairman, I think you need also to give us the structures of your union. We have the chairman, we have who, and then also you'll tell us why the reason is that you are here as the secretary and the treasurer, and we are not seeing the chairman of the union, because most of the issues pertaining union, I think the branch secretary can answer. But now, give us the structures of the union that you are in, representing employees of KEWASCO.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Reason as per why I'm accompanied by the treasurer. I tend to think it is a question to do with the integrity. At a certain point, we should not take this honorable house for granted, where we are coming to spread lies instead of shedding the lights. So that is why I had an option of having the branch treasurer with me.
Chairman, I think the branch secretary should come out clear that what do you mean by telling us that it is matters to do with integrity. First, I must ask you and your colleague that you take this committee seriously. Anything that will be discussed here is just but nothing but the truth. Since it is just nothing but the truth, you know the first assignment that you have been given is to take the oath. And that oath, chairman here, is just, we are here as the committee members to listen. But I want chairman, the member, to expound and tell us what is the issue of integrity in the union. Because I want to know, is that your chairman has issues with integrity? Or who? Give us, what do you mean by the integrity?
Thank you, Honorable Member. First, with our chairman, he has not accepted fully that merger was done. Very recently, when we were attending the ECD function, he raised a question to our Deputy Secretary General, who had a meeting with us there, that during the merger time, his MCA, the MCA representing his ward, was not involved. And then...
which ward? When you talk of, you should give us the specific. And,
the name of the MCA.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I may not be updated with the names of the MCA, but that is what he has been saying, and I heard that there's MTA for Capture Ward.
Sorry, I think he's talking about the former MCA, Kapgirwit, Mr. Kolo. The issue of merger was done in the Green Stadium, whereby I think, as he said, the talk of the chair was he's not really happy with the merger document. He's not embracing, even though we don't know what is contained in that merger document ourselves. We are also very keen. We would want to know as unionists, because we also have interest on getting to know what is contained in that document. But allow me to get you back to the structure, as you asked, that we have the chair, KEWASCO branch, Kenya Local Government Workers Union, Mr. Alfred Korir. We have our secretary, Mr. Tom Ober. Myself, I'm the treasurer, Mr. Thomas Koech. And then we have the vice chair, Mr. Pilimon Koech, vice chairman. We have got vice secretary who pulled up. He's called Mr. Rob. He read the mood of our taking, and then he felt like resigning, and he has resigned. We also had our women rep, Gore Evelyn, who also benefited by getting an employment with National Water. Then when she left, we also appointed Joyce, who was then the deputy women rep, as the women rep. Then we also co-opted Madam Geneva Ruto to become the deputy women rep. Then we have the youth representative called Shadrach Langat. Thank you.
Okay, through the chair, I think it's also good to be clear that you are here because you received an invitation from the county assembly. So I think without taking much time, since you received an invitation, let us proceed and get to understand what you do as unionists and the challenges as asked by the chair, the challenges that the workers are going through. And I'm sure there's a reason why you got an invitation and not the chairman. So let's proceed so that we can, if the chair and the team feels like we need to meet the chairman, we will also send an invitation. But for today, you're here courtesy of the invite that was specific that the two of you come to this panel today.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Before we go direct to that, as per reason why we are here, Honorable Member asked me to say something concerning integrity. I was forgetting one point that...
Excuse me, Chair. I would not advise that we discuss about someone who is not in this panel. Thank you.
Chair, I think we have all the rights as the members of this committee. When someone or when a unionist raise a concern in terms of integrity, that is an heavy matter that if he cannot clear, I think he has to withdraw because we are recorded, we are unanswered. I think for the purpose of that, we are live here. if the secretary of the union is alluding that the chairman has integrity issues, needs to clear, because anything that you raise, you need to substantiate for us also to understand whether these people have their own division, have their own difference, but what is the agenda of this union to the KEWASCO employees who are suffering in the villages. At the end of the day, we want to know why these staff are not being paid, yet you are being elected to represent them. So, Chairman and Mheshimiwa, I want just to know what is the integrity matters that the chair asks. What are the integrity matters? Just like that, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Now, I want that the Secretary and the Treasurer, due to the letter of invitation, I don't think that will go to the direction of scrutinizing individual by individual. I think you are here as the unionist, you are representing the workers, and maybe if need be, we'll invite also the chair. But for now, we want to know the status, what are your roles as the unionist, what are the challenges that you have. The both of you come from the same scheme, is it the rural or the urban? And it's good because when you say we have only one company, that is KEWASCO. So maybe you'll give us some clarification there as we go ahead. We called you purposely because of some issues that have arisen before. And maybe we need a clarification from you because maybe there is no challenges you took on behalf of your people. Kindly.
Thank you, Ebo Chair of this panel. Want to more sincerely, before I get to your humble request, want to thank you all, and even for embracing the idea to see that we are invited so that we can give our submission as far as our company is concerned. Second, I want to say I myself, from my sketch, work with Kericho Water Company, upon setup, where I've worked for a number of years. I've also worked under very many managers. For all the managers of the water company, Kericho Water Company, I've worked under them. I've also the challenges I've encountered within the span of the first manager to the current. They vary a lot. We all need to have challenges in the previous regimes, but I want to say that there is great difference at this juncture where the current managers are running the affairs of the company. As I represent the union, we are pushed as the first request our CPA, which was implemented way back in 2021. Well, it was partially implemented on the financial matters, whereby there was a yearly increment of 4%, which was not implemented at that time. We implemented the basic salaries, which was recently implemented on July 2023, the 4%. We are also looking forward as to why it jumped 2021, it jumped 2022, which the 2 years could be the base for the 2023 4%. Third, I want to say salaries, because I work with the UPAN, long way back, we were able to be paid between 24th and 29th of every month, except which is a unique case for December, which was getting to Christmas, we could get salaries on 19 or between 19 and 22nd of December for all those years. Currently, we are facing a big challenge of delays in salaries, both urban and rural cost centers. I want to say, up to this date, staff for urban have not been paid salaries for September. We were getting the August salaries, that was last week. And then when we get to the rural, it is a big challenge. And I also feel, much as I've gotten the salaries for up to August, I really feel for my
Excuse?
Yes.
You say you are salary for September. Have you received
Not yet.
now?
Not yet. I've
So
said
you have a
August.
pending 1 month.
Yes.
Okay.
For the, I will allow my brother, when he gets time, to talk about on the salaries of the rural cost centers. Another challenge that we are facing as a company is that we were expecting a lot of hope when the issue of opening or commissioning, running Kemugo Waterworks, and the issue of the new tariffs that were approved almost a year ago, while the treatment was also operated almost a year ago. We were expecting these to be the game changers as the MD had promised. Right now, right at this minute, we are not seeing any financial advantage that we are getting from these two issues I've touched. So I really find it as a challenge. If we are getting a new treatment that is not adding value to the employees and even the entire company, we have the new tariffs. It does not bring any good implications on finances. Then it's a big challenge, as I shared with this panel. We are also finding it difficult to entail issues with staff. I want to believe all of us, or most of us, all of us are parents, whereby if you call your son today, he's sent to a shop. The following day, you call him, you tell him, go and represent me in Nakuru. The next day, you tell him, I want you to go and go on a retreat. While the sisters and brothers are watching, then I want to say things will not be well with the parent. The children will try to impeach you. So much as we have the managers, you find that always there are people, I want to say the chosen few, who could be sent on retreats, education tours, or even on some trainings, which they are very frequent to go into those trainings. The issue of WASCA games, which was used as a tool to have those staff who may not benefit from all those other privileges to have exposures representing the company on those games. Games is not a matter of winning only. We embrace the issue of participating. Then you find that very few do get those exposures. The few also approve the one who benefited from the trainings, which is really looks as it is dividing the house.
Chairman, I think I'm getting what he's trying to tell us is that there are some few individuals
yes,
who are benefiting most in the
so many
company,
privileges, exactly,
And like there are other members who are not even getting the opportunity even to attend a training, even if it comes to a sport whereby everyone in the company must participate, they are not being given chance. That is what you are trying to tell us, that the company belongs to the few people.
Few individuals.
Okay.
Thank you. So lastly, okay.
Okay. So, sorry, Chair, through the chair, sorry for coming late. I'm Fancy Korir. I'm a brother to Tom. We've worked with him within Litain for very long. And he has also worked with my mom, so I know him well. And when I saw you that you are representing your people, I said you are the right person to tell us and to give us your story. And we are so sorry that you really missed the salaries. And as you have said, brother, for sure all of us, we are parents, and I cannot imagine somebody going for education tour and somebody is missing on salary. And again, I've picked something you said on the implementation on increment, and you've talked about the 4%, and it is partially implemented. I think that is one of the things which the company is infringing on the rights of a worker, and when it is violated like that, I think these are the things which should be in the courts for implementation or for interpretation. Because how can somebody give an increment in 2021, and all of us, we know the increment for 2021, 2022 is the baseline for 2023. It cannot work. I mean, this is an infringement of a right of a worker, and this it is unacceptable. So please, this one it's so hard on the parent. So I think you are going to give us all the information so that we see on how we are going to work with you, so that everyone gets a salary, leave alone going for a tour or a training or a retreat. Everyone, first of all, we get a salary, so that I think this is the first right for you, for a worker. You have to get a salary. Thank you.
Chair, no, thank you very much, representatives of the union. Now, the issue I want to know is maybe the number of members that you represent as union. And again, because you are a union, you have members who are registered in the union. Are there others who are not registered as members of the union, and yet they are also having grievances? Again, I know you have some grievances from the staff, which is your role as a union to represent them. You have talked of CBA. Maybe I would like to know how often do you discuss or negotiate the CBA? Again, because there's the issue of salary. You see, KEWASCO is you and the management and maybe the stakeholders. What is the reason why you are not being paid? Again, as union members, I know it is your responsibility to represent the workers, but it's also a duty of the worker to ensure that the company is standing, because you will not get salary if there's nothing, or there's no output, there's no income. If there's no income, then there is no company. So I would also like to know, maybe in your structure and as staff, is there something going on? Is there activities? Is there income? Are workers also productive? So that when you're also demanding for salary, you will demand for something that you know you have worked for, and there is money that is coming into the company. So that even if when you are negotiating for salaries, there are indicators or there are parameters that you use, that you see this year, we were able to make this much as a company. So we deserve to be added this much of salary. So the whole KEWASCO is not only the management. The management has their role, but you see also you as employees, you are responsible for either maybe if you are a revenue collector, are you collecting the money that is supposed to come to KEWASCO so that you can now demand for salary? Those are the things that we need to know. Because if you only sit and ask for salary where there is no work being done, then I don't think also even the members and the membership should exist. Maybe those are the questions. Again, there is the issue of labor laws and training of your members to understand their rights. Has it been done? Have you done as members? There is also a structure of union, not only within KEWASCO, but also even up to court level, where sometimes when there are grievances, they help you to go to court and resolve the issues. Thank you. Maybe I can get clarification from you as leaders.
Thank you, honorable members. Through honorable chair, may I request to respond to the questions? First of all, I'm saying that we have 139 members and active members in our branch. We have 2 who are not members, only 2. We have other employees on casual basis. They are not allowed according to the policy of this KEWASCO. Casuals are not allowed to join union at all, and even to take any activity of the union. Another group that we have is people of contract. They are also not allowed.
Sorry? You say you have how many, you are representing how many members?
139 members and employees.
Okay. You say 2 are?
2 have not joined. They are employees, but they are not submitting their union dues, so they are not members.
Okay,
So
Chairman.
to mean the employees are supposed to be 141 in total.
Around that figure, Chair.
Okay, Chairman, I want to know from 139, how many are from Hapan and how many are from rural?
Yes, because of some hidden reasons.
Some?
Hidden reasons.
Hidden reason?
Yes.
Yes.
I may not be very clear on the number, but as far as I'm concerned, there are 40 members from the rural side.
Rural.
And more than 90 members
99.
from urban.
Okay. And then I'm aware that you are coming from Kapkatet.
Yes, sir.
Do you fall to rural or urban?
I fall under rural.
Okay, in this case, that the staff from rural, they have not been paid salary for some months. Are you among those people who have not been getting salary?
Yes, honorable member.
Yes.
I'm among the people who have not received the 10-month salaries.
10 months. Okay, my next question is that how do you survive as a revenue officer in Kapkatet? How do you survive for that 10 months? You have children who are going to school. You have also the basic needs that you need to provide the family. How do you survive as you? I want to know from your side as the unionist. How do you survive? And also, I want to know how do you survive as a revenue officer from Kapkatet?
My name is Ashetoni, and let me respond with the members have also put across to you. I want to take back to you to the membership. You said 139 members of the union. I just wanted you to tell us the cadres of this membership. Is it the whole staff establishment or certain cadres? So can you clarify so that we get to know what are the cadres that these members or this union members belongs to? Thank you.
That one is a direct question, Honorable Member, and I'll respond to it first. According to the policy, those who are not in CMT, cooperative team, that is the managing director, CFM, commercial and finance manager, the technical service manager, the procurement manager, ICT manager, they are not supposed to be in the union. So the rest are members of the union. We have two who are not members because reason, one of them is not all that senior, but he decided not to. The other one also has the same case, because at times he joins the CMTs as a procurement manager. He has been working as a acting capacity since 2015, 2016 to date. So, but he's also with us, but not he's not a member.
Are these two coming from the rural or the urban?
One is coming from urban, is also the acting procurement manager. The other one is coming from rural.
Thank you. Maybe now you have to give us, as the unionist, what have you advocate for these employees who have not earned their salary? And remember, there is a question raised by Honorable Matthew, that how do you survive as an individual now? For you have not received your salary for the last 10 months. Or maybe you have not been reporting to your work. Can you give us a clarification? We need to have a good picture on that. What have you done as the unionist? Because you are fighting for your people. Somebody have not received salary for the last 10 months. What are your steps that you have taken?
Also remember, there's a question I asked that as employees of KEWASCO, even not even the union, are you doing the right thing to ensure that the company is standing so that you get your salary? Are you doing the right thing as a revenue officer? Are you collecting the revenue that requires you, that is supporting you to get your salary? That's what I'd like to know.
Maybe I'll start by answering how I'm surviving as an employee who has gone over 10 months without salary. It is a punishment to my family, because every now and then I do go begging, I do sell trees, I do cut down my trees for money, I do sell out my animals. Right now, as I do speak, I don't even have a cattle in my farm. I've sold everything because of this stress. So it is all that pathetic.
You have disposed your properties because you cannot afford the basic needs of your family. What about that staff who doesn't own anything? And you are here as the branch secretary. Have you stepped in any court to ask for their rights? have you stepped in any, even this county assembly, we have invited you. You have never petitioned the KEWASCO to this county assembly that there is a delay of salaries. Have you petitioned even the CEC? Have you even visited the governor? Can you give us the steps that you have taken for these people to get their salary? Because being a union, and I can tell you for free, when you stepped in here, I was telling honorable members here, if I'm a member electing a unionist who is not fighting for my rights, the first thing is to remove you from those positions. If I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get, and you are still there talking that you are a joint secretary or you are the chairman to the union, that you are not serving my rights, the first thing is to remove you. So can you tell us the steps that you have taken? And also tell us in that other side that we have a staff who doesn't own anything. You are better off that you had animals you could send every month to accommodate or to afford the basic needs of your family. Can you tell us now, what about that staff? What about that vulnerable staff who has the children in schools, who needs to cater for the basic needs, but they have not been paid? And also as a revenue officer, tell us how much do you normally raise? So that when you are asking salary also, we are seeing what you are working on.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Chair of the committee. I've been raising that alarm of not receiving money or not members or employees are not being paid. I've done so many letters to the CEC. I've been seeking appointment with the governor, but it has never gone through. 2 weeks or around 3 weeks, I tried to penetrate as he was going through around Litain. He stopped at around Costa. I tried and also wrote something small, claiming that we've not been paid 10 months, the water department. I've not received any feedback from there. About the action which I've taken, I think you are talking about legal action. I'm very sorry that the structure does not, we need to write to Nairobi first, our national office. We have been doing that one, and our GS General Secretary has visited our branch office for about 3 times, and that is why at a certain point or when we are starting this session, I raised that issue that our chairman is not all that sincere. When our general secretary came around February, we had a meeting as a union members. We agreed on what to go and say before the MD on how the meeting could be run. We assembled at that hotel next to our office. That hotel, that white. Something, no flex, sorry. Lennox Hotel, yes. We assembled there. But immediately, we were out to go and meet the MD before reaching at the gate. Chairman turned around and told us before the GS, and I think he was trying to talk to the GS, that do anything but never try to touch our MD. So the branch is injured because we are not together. Others are pulling this way. Some are being compromised. That is the chair.
Now, you have said something that is of interest, that the union is either divided or is being compromised. Now, as a union, you have if you are fighting for your members, you have to stand together. But you now, maybe those who are dedicated to fight for the members, or apart from those who are not for the members, you still have the grievances for your members, like maybe delay in salary, or maybe unfairness, discrimination, and the rest that you have mentioned. You have a structure of union, not only in your company, but even up to national level, where I know even Atoli has an international level. Again, apart from the union, you have the labor laws that guides you. You have the CBA. So even if someone is compromised, what does your CBA say? What does the labor law say? What action do you take as a union members so that you fight for the grievances of your members?
Because you have shown there is a division between the union, you will tell us now, how will you fight for the members when you are all the official divided? Kindly. And who is the problem in this organization that we are discussing today? Who is the problem? Is it the MD? Is it the chairman? Or you are the problem?
Thank you, Chairman. Sorry. I'm Anthony Ruto, MCA Kipkelian Wahata, a member to this committee. Just for clarity, there was a question which you were asked by Mheshimiwa Matthew. You are a revenue officer. And just for clarity, for those payments you have been going without salary as a revenue officer, for those payments, are you going on collecting revenue? And if so, how much in total have you collected in those payments? You have talked of your chair, the chair of the union, not being with you. In other words, he has been compromised. How about other executive members? Are you together? Because at the end of the day, your unity as a union is your strength. Members have been going without salary. And someone somewhere is giving threats that do whatever you want to do, so long as you don't touch so and so. Then do you see there is a problem there? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Respond to those questions now, and I'm asking honorable members that we give them time to respond to those questions. We are ready to listen to you.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Chair, about collection of revenue. It is a department, and usually you collect what the amount of what you've sold to customers is what you are going to collect. It is a duty of the management, that is managing director, to make sure that there is a water in the pipeline so that we supply to our customers. Then it will be my duty to go bring in that money. When the water is not there, I have nothing to collect. We've been on duty, but the water has been on and off. may go up for about 3 weeks. It comes once. When it comes once, it is terrible outside there. Customers will make a lot of noise on you. You supply water today and then you follow tomorrow. What do you expect me to pay? I'll not pay. You can disconnect your water and go. But given that we have that customer and company relationship, we keep on visiting them. I may not be specifically because I was not prepared with the amount we've collected so far. And that one should be against the water supplied. Honorable member, in any business, even if you are a shopkeeper, you will just take a money for sugar when you have that sugar and you have sold it to somebody. I'll go direct and answer, react to question about why we have not gone to court. Our GS did a letter, General Secretary did a letter to the MD, gave him 14 days to respond. So far nothing has been done. At a branch level, our hands are tied. We cannot go to court. One, because the people who are suffering cannot raise again money to take somebody to court again. We depend on our national office to take the responsibility. And I don't know the term I can use. When the MD got that letter, he called the entire staff at KEWASCO yard, made a lot of noise, called us names, and said that I'm not a type of being given a letter. You can take your letter and go to the toilet or wakisha nayo jiko. I'm not a type and never bring these letters again. Is all that maybe, I don't know, because I don't want to use a term which I'm not supposed to be using here, but it is a bit arrogant. About our GS, General Secretary, he was looking at a point that suppose we start a case now, people will suffer for even 5 years. Case ikiendelea kotini, imeahirishwa. So that is the fear, according to our GS.
Maybe Honorable Anthony.
You said water can only be available for some few days.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah? Meaning that your collection also is very low in terms of revenue. Do you agree with me?
I'll agree with that.
Collection is below what? That is. And do you
You are, through you, Honorable Chair, I think in every organization, every department must be responsible. There's somebody responsible for the production of water, unless you want to paralyze that company. Every department should be very responsible. So the CEO of the company should be making sure that water is there throughout.
Maybe just to add on that, Chair, something that Koech mentioned when he was responding to some of the issues was the concern on, I think as much as we will talk about the salaries, I want to agree with my colleagues that if there is no collection, then it's hard to pay the employees. And those are some of the challenges I know as rural, especially Kapkatet and Litein, we are facing. You've not even told us if there's water now. I know we've been out for months without water in Kapkatet and Litein. And someone may ask you a question that if there's no water, what are the employees doing? Are they coming to work? Are they staying home? What are they doing? And on the same note, I want to emphasize on what, and also to really look into that, because when the merger happened, it was Tilil Bay merged with the urban or KEWASCO, so that we can actually cushion rural, because it was not doing well from the beginning. They've been struggling. And there you mentioned about the Kimugu project, water project, which is a huge project that our expectation is that with all that it has, the big water treatment and the production that is on a high level, we expect the urban actually to be even selling more water to be able to cushion these other areas. And you mentioned that you've not seen the financial benefit of that much money that was put into that water project. That also is an eye-opener for us, for us to start looking at what is really happening. Because as much as rural is struggling, what is happening in rural, in urban, that they are not even able to cushion and support the rural areas. So those are some of the things I think as we speak about the salaries, Tom will tell us, do we have water in Kapkatet? Because if there is no collection, I know that is not your problem as an employee. There is someone responsible for that, but we cannot shy away from it that there is no water, and it's been hard to pay the employees because we cannot collect anything when we've not given people water to pay for it.
Thank you. In relation to that, and I think I'm also very interested in, it's not that I'm against the union, but it's for us to get a solution so that KEWASCO is able to run. It involves the management and the employees. We cannot say the employees are in isolation from the management. All of you have to work hand in hand. Though you have your grievances, some of them are pegged to whatever productivity you make as a company. Now, following up on that, I think you have explained very well what I needed to hear from you. Why maybe you are not able to get enough revenue to be able to sustain your salary. Because KEWASCO, without you, you cannot get revenue. But again, what I realized, you have pushed now the issue of water. But the reason why there is no revenue is because there is no water, is it? I think that is what you have said. And you have said, for you, you only need to see water so that you can collect the revenue. But I have seen, if you can see the ratio of the employees between the management and the other employees, I think it's a big ratio. Say that the 139 you represent are many, and are supposed to bring more money. Now, look at for example, you say the issue of no water. You say there is somebody who is responsible to get water and there is no water. Is it the reason is the source? Is it the source of water? Are we not getting sufficient water to supply to our customers? And is it the responsibility of the management to supply water, or even your staff? For example, in a station, a pump station, for example, maybe somebody didn't pump water, and is your union member. Will you get revenue? Because maybe somebody didn't go to a station, maybe service a machine, or open a pump station, or do some repair lines. For example, there is a breakage in water. Will you still say that is because the department of this or it's management that we don't have water? I think we need to capture all this holistically as a team. Maybe you need to capture as a team, but your issues are still important. The grievances are still important. But if there is no output, will you get revenue? Will you get salary? Those are the things. So who is to blame for lack of water?
You have already mentioned that the number of employees are 139. Above 139.
Yes.
When you compare the number of employees with the work, you have really read my mind. When you compare the two, can the number of employees commensurate with the work to be done? Or there is overemployment in the department or in the company?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through Chair, may I report to this Honorable House that in terms of staff, we are up to date. We are up to the task. We are working day and night. We are working even overtime. We are very energetic. The only problem is...
No, you are not sure. You are working day and night to deliver to deliver nothing, because if we don't have water for 3 weeks or for 3 months, we have Honorable Anita coming from Litay. She has been this county assembly complaining that you don't deliver as the rule. Is it because of the happen? But the good question from Mheshimiwa here is that the number of employees that we have, or you are being given a very good grade, so that when you raise revenue, does not even go together with the salaries that you need to be paid. Either that you have a very good job groups that we might not even understand as the why, if the APAN are raising a tune of 15 million and they are using almost 14 million for salaries for 139 people. Sometimes it is just a mathematics that you need to calculate and say, if you are spending 15 million, if you are raising 15 million on revenue and you are spending 13 million for salaries or 14, is it that there is someone here is earning 1 million for 139 people to spend 14 million for salaries? Kindly, can you be open and tell us how can we help this KEWASCO to grow and solve the problems that are in KEWASCO?
I want to request you. After these particular interactions, we will look at ways and means of assisting KEWASCO to come out of these problems. But when you tell us that the staff that is there is committed, working day and night, what are they doing? Even a month, water is only there for 1 week. The other 3 weeks, there is no water. I come from Kipkelia. We have not been having water for the last 1 year. And we have staff there. It is common sense. They are doing nothing. Where is your day and night? Thank you.
Okay. And let's say, for example, you see, you have mentioned an important thing that you work hard day and night and often overtime. But you see, there are times when you only need to open water, let it flow, and then you relax. So if you open water and relax and everything is constant, and you only wait to collect, maybe collection of revenue is only once per month. And sometimes you don't have to go physically and go and collect the money. Sometimes it's through pay bill. So actually the productivity again is in question, because for you to get salary, that's what I want to repeat myself, it is because of revenue. There's nothing else. Leave alone the other issues of operation, the rest. So actually, you as representatives, you need to be sometimes on negotiating table, not always maybe fighting or maybe dividing and the rest. You need to be on the negotiating table, both your employees, your people, the people you represent, and the management, so that KEWASCO belongs to all of you. It doesn't belong to one section of employees. So the key thing is, we would like to know, how are you productive? How are you pushing also as employees, so that by the end of the day, it always depends on you to collect money so that you can sustain yourselves. Instead of saying, okay, let's wait for the management, then the company will fall. When the company closes down, all of you will go home.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Our major treatment works is within Bomet jurisdiction. And this one is more of administratively done than this junior or unionizable staff. We don't have our treatment plant within the county. About issues with Kipkelion or rural schemes, I'm sorry to say that the man at the top is a problem. The man, I'll repeat that one, because this one goes direct to the MD about staff placement. And he also should be using his juniors like managers to go around the schemes and see whatever is going on. Our member from Kipkelion, our honorable member from Kipkelion, you are speaking the truth. But believe me or not, problem of Kipkelion is not that a serious problem. It is in my records that I reported to one of the officers that please take care of Kipkelion. It doesn't have any complication. Kipkelion just needs land parking. Something to do with 2,500. It is not about negotiation. It is not about big money. It is not about pump being repaired. Around 2,500 land parking. It is in my records. In a land parking, okay. In a pump, there's something more. It is more of a rubber. The size of rope is in between. It is meant to seal the leakages when the pump is operating. We have a very wonderful MD, Bwana Chair. A report at times, we are being told that we don't have a vehicle to go to Kipkelion to repair that one. We have a very wonderful MD.
And you need to explain with us, because we are not here as the committee members to settle scores on anyone. At some point, you introduce yourself as a driver, at some point as assistant revenue officer, and now as a plumber. Can you tell us, because when you want to advise us that the issue in Kipkelion just need 2,500, the manager from Kipkelion have appeared before this committee here, and he explained in details what is required in Kipkelion. So, you want to tell us what the manager explained to us was a wrong information? What you are telling now, what you are telling us now is the right information, because we are seeing it is all mixed up. Now you are talking of Kipkelion, you are talking of MD, you are talking of Bomet. Kindly, can you put your words in a correct manner so that we will not be here sitting wasting time to listen just some stories from Bomet, Kipkelion, MD, GS. Put your words and answer questions according. Because a very simple question, we have just asked you, how do you survive? You have just answered that you have sold your animals. What about that staff who doesn't have anything? Answer that question. We have another question. If you cannot raise revenue, where do you think that MD or the organization get money to pay you? Another question is that we have a number of staffs, we have the less revenue. what can it be done for us to get more revenue? That's still the cheap question that you need to have answered instead of explaining with us about the season, about the what in Kipkelia. Please.
Have you ever been to Kipkelia?
Yes, when I was a driver, I used to go there daily, and we used to repair.
When was it?
It was 2020, during Teresa's time. It was 2017, 2018.
Hey, that is long time. The pump was bought 2018, 2019. The new one.
Yes.
Hey, how did you know that all the rubbers are needed, and yet you have not gone there to inspect?
Okay, Honorable Member, we have staffs from there, and we do communicate as a secretary.
No, in fact, Mheshimiwa Matthew has made it clear that we war with the manager. Kipkelia. And he was true to his words. He told us that the two pumps, the main one and the booster one, are substandard. And you are here contradicting the same statement. Who is telling us the truth and who is lying to us?
Honorable members, I'll request to withdraw that statement I've made if I'm giving a false information. But as far as...
Not if you have been in Kipkelia in 2018, 2017, we have a manager who is stationed there, and the work of that manager is to look after those machines. And he has appeared here before the committee. So, if you are saying that you are withdrawing, if you are saying wrong or right, what I want you to do, and I'll give you this direction, and it will help you. Can you handle the union matters?
Now,
can you handle the union matters? And if you have difference with the MD, put it right for us to see that you have a problem as the union with the MD.
Allow me, Vice Chair, and the honorable members of this panel. Much as we all of us try to come out of the challenges we get through, I really have strong belief that you are whole-timers in the field of handling such issues that we are raising today. Our brother said he has been to Kipkelia, but I also want to concur with you, Mheshimiwa, that the people on the ground are very much instrumental. They have what it takes to take the company to a better level. Much as we are employees of the company, water is the only commodity we sell in this company. But the custodian of the company, in terms of employees, is the managing director. We have the structure, and if things are put in place, I want to believe Kericho, both urban and rural, shall have water. The issue of substandard, then that one is a big question. Because it's about people, it's about procurement. And we can't venture into sitting in the procurement meetings. So there is a big challenge in our company. Much as we talk about the Litate lacking water again, yet it is under the same custodian who handles the matters of rural Kipkelian, rural Litate, and urban Kericho, which is KEWASCO. He is also held responsible for lack of water in those places. Even though we are looking at the rural not having water, and that they access water through pumping. Then we are also very concerned on the UPAN, which enjoys an added advantage. We are getting water to the UPAN, that is Timbilil and Gimugu. Water flows by gravity from the intake up to the treatment, yet also leaves the treatment to the consumers by the same gravity. It is an added advantage. We don't incur any cost on electricity, except on few areas like pumping water to Toror. That is where we can spend some money on electricity. Third, or second, is the issue of new tariffs, which is also an indicator. The tariffs have been approved, which could be, we could be now getting surplus. The issue of new connections, year in, year out, we are having new customers, which also could be adding up value to whatever we are collecting. Way back, we were able to collect over what Mheshimiwa said, 15 million. We could go over 17 million. And we were able to get bonus. Every staff could bath with 1,000. When we collect up to 18, we could get bath with 1,500, 2,000. That was the most I batted some years back. Now, much as we look at these issues, staff are retiring on yearly basis. We want this to have 2 or 3, which is also telling us that there is no expenditure on those people who have retired. So they are reducing in number, yet finances also is also getting diminished. So there is a big challenge whereby I want to say it could be mismanagement. We may talk, but papers may not lie. Papers may not lie.
Thank you, Mr. Koech. I remember during your introduction that you say there is no rural company and urban company. You say you are representing workers for KEWASCO. As the unionist, why is there variation? Because now you are chipping in, telling us that the staffs for the rural have not received salary for the last 10 months. Those who are working in urban, they have only arrears of only 1 month. As the unionist, what have you done? Because it shows that there is a variation here, there is a division, there are some members, you have categorized these members according to the schemes. Because if it is under one umbrella of KEWASCO, unless you are telling us that there are various accounts that they operate on, you are getting salary from various accountants or human resources or whoever, the accountant, the feeder, so that there is this variation. And another question is, are all these members, are all these staffs in the rural have the same arrears in terms of the months? Or there are some who are treated also fairly in this rural scheme? Do they all have their arrears tuned to 10 months, all the staffs? Or there are some who are up to date in their salary? Number 3, in terms of there are some staffs who can be transferred from the rural to the urban. And there are some staffs who can be transferred from urban to the rural. Does that happen? And how many staffs? If so, how many staff have been transferred from the urban to the rural and from the rural to the urban?
in further.
And maybe the last question is, you'll also provide us, you have mentioned that you have been having some letters to various concerning the salaries of your staffs, or maybe concerning the challenges of water in some areas as the secretary. Could you please provide some of the copies to this committee if you have any? Thank you.
Okay. To add on what the chair has said, I think it is good so that you can share the information you have or the letters you have, so that we can ascertain that for sure you've been, it has been a concern that the members, the workers are not being paid. And again, I was wondering when Honorable from Kipkelian was asking you about the performance of your people in the ground. I think that is a question which you should direct to the MD. And I felt like protecting him, because if the policies are not working, let's say in a county assembly like here, who is supposed to be asked? Is it the member of the union or the manager? I think it is the manager who should answer such questions. It's not them. Them are just mere workers, and they need protection so that they can give us information, and so that we can handle this matter. KEWASCO has a problem, all of us, and that is why you are here. And that is why we are here, all of us. And we are trying to solve a problem. So we do not want to look like we are condemning them, so that we cannot get information from them, so that we can use it and help our people get water. I mean, even in your farm, you have somebody in your farm, and you've given him that you are taking care of my cows from today henceforth. But if you do not have a job for him, you will not sack him. I mean, you will still hold that person until you get the same job. And that is why they are within the policies, they are within their offices, hoping that maybe today there is water. Yes, they have somewhere to open the water and close the water, but they cannot go away to their homes and say, now because we don't have salary, is the time we are not reporting to our offices. They have been very good people going to their offices even if they have not been paid. And they are human beings. I mean, yes, they can survive the way they've survived. But now, the policies here are not working. We are not paying the workers. The manager is not paying the workers. So, and that's it. So them, they are hoping every day, it is their prayer every morning that today there will be water and there will be salary. So it is the manager or the MD to be asked about all these problems. And that's why I wanted them to open up and give us the information they have, so that it can help the committee and help the KEWASCO to improve on many things which the problems they have. Thank you.
Thank you. Before you answer, or before you respond to those concerns, in furtherance, what the chair asked you, you had mentioned that there's a problem in your union. You are not reading from the same script with some of the executive members. I wish to know, these people who are not with you, are they from the rural or from the urban? And on the same note, the 40 from rural, the 40 staff from the rural, is very clear that they have not been receiving salary for the last 10 months. Is it true? Just say yes or no.
One of them, 41, who are not receiving salaries. One of them just on 14th of August was given a check of 269,168.50.
One of the among the 40,
among the 41.
Among the 41.
Yes.
Why was this one given the check and the other ones were ignored?
This year. That's why your honorable member,
as you are answering that, because I want you to respond to all the questions. You said 90 are from Apan. Do they have any problem with the salary?
They have a problem of 2 months arrears.
2 months arrears. But theirs has been consistent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, you are asking about why this one person was paid that amount. And earlier on, I was saying that we have a very unique MD. He is using divide and rule tactics. And that is why the same guy around June and April there was given a post of acting regional manager. Acting regional manager, that post is not in the structure. He wanted to fish this guy to get out of from 41 staff. Your Honor, the rest of the staff, none of them has received any payment, apart from when this amount, the 269, caused some chaos, kelele mingi, and questions, and why, as per why this person has been paid at Kapkatet. Now, that's when the MD reacted by paying some people advances which they requested, so that he could neutralize the complaint among the 40. Advances of what you've requested, that is 10,000. If you've requested 10,000, you'll be given that 10,000. Not everyone, only those who, a few, ambao file zao zilipatikana. A few. I don't know the criteria they use, but I believe that when you apply for no, I didn't. Yes. I think for those who applied. Yes. My chair is coming from Aban. He doesn't have any exactly, and then record that I'm the only person coming from rural in that branch office. The other ones are okay. I don't have any problem with the other ones. No, they are not against. The only chairman only. Yes. They are okay. The way we are working together at the branch level. Salary, when you discuss it at the branch. Okay, may Treasurer respond to that?
So thank you, Chair, for this time. It is as the question looks more direct to me. What am I saying as concerns my brother who is not getting salaries? That is, I find it is very, in order for me to respond to that question. Yeah, he has said, and I also bear witness that the chairman looks and step I want to believe the management wanted to poke the union by enticing the chair and then compromising some issues to an extent that he talked in presence of all of us. We were pushing a matter through the managing director's office. And anyone can be a managing director. It can be your brother, it can be your sister, it can be your child. So, but the issues we are pushing through the managing director's office, by virtue of whoever was there, maybe it was his friend, maybe it was his relative. That is how he treated our taking negatively by saying, leave the managing director. So I want to say we are also human beings, and we have, we feel like any other human being. Much as they get through those challenges, they are our brothers and sisters. And the managing director remains the custodian of all of us in the company. Then why should I not feel for my brother? It may be taking us to this direction with
deliberate on the way forward.
As we look at things, they may be affected to some degree. And then at one point we are also affected. We are seeing some indicators that we are all getting to the same trend where they are. When we talk about salaries up to August, it is an indicator. When we talk about PRD's delayance, we have documents here. I've said we may, our tongues may slip, but the papers will tell the truth. The issue of PRD delayances, banks have responded. We made MOUs with, the KEWASCO company made MOUs with some institutions, banking institutions. But now the banking institutions do not have the human feeling. People are in CRVs, people have been given letter sanctions to pay the dues. So I'm sensing a danger. Our obligation as unionists is to push the matters through the relevant authorities. We would be happy if he performed. That is our great expectation, and that is our objective as we push these matters. It is about performance only. It is not about hatred. I'm telling this panel exactly how we are. We have, about the union, we have moved up and down. We have walked round the clock. My brother can bear witness. It's only a few individuals that the chair has not been willing. We make those steps, those relevant steps. We have gone to Lake Victoria, Water Service Board. We have gone to the union 3 times office, pushing these matters. And at the MD's office, the frequencies we are only challenged by the limitations. Otherwise, we are more than willing for our matters to be heard. I want to believe KEWASCO water, or water, it has devolved function. And it owns, KEWASCO County Government owns KEWASCO 100% shares. And I want to believe you are the right people to handle these issues. We have great expectations in this panel. We have a lot of hope that as you remain the policy makers, as you remain judging our tech, you all have an obligation to take this company to the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you. You will provide us with some of the letters that maybe that you have done to show that you have not been receiving salary. If you have written a letter to the executive, to the MD, and maybe also when there was a challenges of the flow of water, if there is a letter that you communicated that we have this challenge, can you address? So those copies for us to do the follow-up. Now, having given us those information, I think if there is any comment from my team, maybe they'll make before we close.
Before they start giving their recommendation or their comments, Honorable Member asked about transfers of staffs. Since the merger, we have only 7 people who are migrated from rural to urban center. And apart from the rest, no any other transfer. We have only scheme manager for Capsoid, who is combining Capsoid and Sociot areas. Honorable Chair, I may take much of your time, but I'm sorry for it. But I wanted us to share this report. This is where we have a very big problem on expenditure. KEWASCO is a giant company. People should not even go without salary or salary arrears. But it is about the negativity of the CEO. Yes. Honorable Chair, Honorable Member, it is true to an extent, but when you go to expenditures also, this one will run this floor mad when we go through this report and the documents.
Hope that you are not giving us anything to do with audit, since that you are not an auditor. You are here to represent the workers who are suffering. But with the document that you will supply with us, it will help us during the report writing. But we cannot give you our final decision here, because you know the issue, the reason why you are here is to tell us why your staff are suffering. And if the problem is the MD, you cannot also direct us that look at the expenditure of the KEWASCO. It is our role and it is our responsibility to look at that expenditure and not be guided by anybody. It is our role. So, with me, Chairman, I think the union team should tell us what are possible ways of this staff getting their salary. Outside that you want us to believe that you have problem with your MD, we have problem with, we will not settle scores to any corner here. And we will not inherit your enemies at this point as the committee. What we want as the committee is to see that the staff of KEWASCO are getting salary. The people of Kericho County are getting water. Nothing else. You are different with your MD, it is not even our issue here. Tomorrow you will become just a member to the union. Tomorrow MD will be going out, will be having another MD. So it is not your role to tell us our problem is your MD in the institution. Tell us the problem that you are facing as the union in relationship with the organization. If you are divided as the union, do you think who, even me, if my people are divided, I will score there. We have what we call division, when you divide the people is when you can rule better. I think that is what MD is doing. When we are divided, it is advantage to him. not even get what you want because you are not united. Your strength is your unity. And the reason why you are being elected is to represent the people. And if after election you get now into divisions, it is the advantage to MD. And I'm happy even that MD, if he's using that division method to rule, it is better because that is one of the methods of ruling. It is not a dictatorship, it is divisional method.
Thank you. I think, Chair, also to add on that, when we started this conversation, we indicated that KEWASCO is one. We don't have rural and we don't have urban. And I know as you sit as union, I'm seeing rural and urban. Unfortunately, urban are better than rural. What is coming out is from the top, from the leadership, there's also division of even how they care for the rural and urban. That's why we're having challenges of urban only 2 months arrears or 1 month, and the other team with 9 or 10 months. I think that will be subject to the MD to explain to us when his turn comes up. But what I want to also support and would like to see your report. You know, when we talk about expenses being on the higher side, we will look at it as a committee to actually understand, because we have the Kimugu Water Project that is not having issues to do with production. In fact, when you talk to the team there, they'll tell you they have enough water that people have not even, they're not even taking to the level that is produced. So my other question is, does it mean the people in urban have water that we cannot, or do we have room to even do more? What I'm seeing is, as much as we're struggling with Itare, that is relying on the rural. The reason why we're struggling is because of Itare issues. But what is happening in urban? You mentioned, Koech, you mentioned that it looks like even urban is going to the trend that rural is at. So we, at the end of these conversations, we will ask ourselves, where is the problem? Because Kimugu, you're not lacking water. I've not heard that there is a month that you've gone without water because of non-payment of electricity bills or non-payment of bulk water, like what we're experiencing with rural. But still, we are talking of a month or 2 months not paid. So there is still a problem that if we don't dig deeper now, we will eventually get there. Because the reason why we are happy we have Kimugu and the funding that got into Kimugu, with this house also buying land to support to make sure it's functioning, was to also help Kericho to provide water. But still, it looks like what I'm seeing, we are not yet there. We still have issues which we will get to hear later. But as a union, it is your right to fight for the people that elected you to get to represent them. They've not been paid for months. We've seen you've been engaging, but still you've not succeeded. What you've not told us is how many times have you met with the MD to try and find solutions? Do you do regular meetings with your boss to try and understand where the problem is, so that as you represent the people, you know what to tell them? If we go without water for 6 months, for example, we've been there for, I think, 4 months in Kapkatet Litain. Do you get information real time from the management that there is a problem? And if there's a problem, we are not collecting water, what else can we do? I asked that question, I don't know if you answered. Do people stay home, like for the 3 or 4 months consecutively that we didn't have water? Did people stay home, or they were going and sitting in the office the whole day? What else could you do better? Could we move the team there instead of idling there to come to support Kimugu then? What is it that we are doing as a union? Have you tried to find solutions within, or completely there's no communication? You're just out there struggling and these other team are doing their own things. Are you working together?
To add on what Mheshimiwa said, it's still about the performance. And I just wanted to add to say the work of the union, I know you go through a lot. You go to the expenses. I mean, you got to have every information in your desk so that when you are going for increment percentages, you agree with your boss and the workers. And that's why Mheshimiwa Korir, he wanted to share a report within their offices, the report which helps them to come up with these policies and to come up with the increment and the policies which the workers, the labor laws, which are directly to the worker down there. And that is why he has all the reports. He looks like an auditor because he retrieved the information from auditor all the way from finance team to come up with the real salary which are supposed to be given to the workers. Otherwise, I think you are on the right track, Mr. Tony. Thank you. Through the chair.
Through chair, in 2019, when the merger started, we were working together as KEWASCO family. We used to come all the way from Kapkatet, and we were being engaged in activities of the urban. We were collecting money, we were going on O&M, and any other duties which could be given during that time. But at my level, I can't tell what happened after that one. The MD decided to take us back to Kapkatet without any explanation. So coming to town, assisting our brothers and sisters, we've not refused. But the ball is with the MD. If he can say even tomorrow that because there is no water within the rural sites, let us converge every morning at KEWASCO yard, and then we distribute duties. It will be good. We don't refuse that one. There is this issue of giving information when the water is there or not, and when do we expect that water. That information also rests with the MD and the management. We as junior officers, we cannot communicate with our brothers at Bomet and say and give out a statement that water will be there on such a date. We are not even allowed to go beyond Chemoiben where we have master meter. So we are in that situation. We cannot tell. Otherwise, about coming to team up with the urban team, we don't have any problem with that. 2019, we were doing that one, and we are still ready for that. Thank you.
Any member has any?
Honorable member, we are one company. But once you get that some people are being paid and you are not being paid, you start wondering, are there two payrolls? So I believe that we have one company called KEWASCO, personal numbers, pia inasoma KEWASCO. We have only one payroll, but discrimination is being practiced on that payroll. We have only one payroll, but discrimination is being practiced. Thank you, sir.
But they are told, what have you done as the union? Since that there is letters for 26 staff, they were given confirmation, but some are at home now. They were rendered jobless by the current MD. What was the reason that those staff were not being given an opportunity to serve in KEWASCO as a union? Because we have people with confirmation letters confirmed by the former MD Terer, and the current MD dismissed them. What happened?
We were told that there are 2 payrolls. One for urban and another one for rural. The one for rural is majorly consists of staff that belong to former what? TLB. And I say that you are misleading us by saying that you have only one payroll.
According to my understanding, Honorable Member, in a company, there should be only one payroll.
But in KEWASCO, we have 2 payrolls. Am I right in there are 2? You can respond to that. There are 2. There are 2.
Much as he said that we need not to access to some of this information, at times we I want to believe, I don't know what I want to believe he was talking about it must have one payroll. I don't remember hearing saying him.
Do we have one payroll or 2 payrolls?
I want to believe it has 2.
Correct. There are 2.
Maybe one Tamaja briefly was adopted or was done. We had 2, the urban and the rural.
Maybe
which is also, yes.
Maybe as you respond, the 2 of you are coming from the urban. You are coming from the rural. What does your payslip says when you receive your payslip?
Mine reads Kericho Water Company.
Yours?
Mine is also reading Kericho Water Company.
Under which account?
From Kericho Water Company's account.
Now, you are operating before the merger. You are operating a certain account for all. Did you, when you merge, did you change the accounts, or you retained the accounts that you used to receive your salaries?
That's where we have a complication, because the accounts are still active, but for the rural, some parts are still banking some money with former account of TLB, and Kapkatet, Londiani, Ipkelian, and the rest were banking at Cooperative Bank of KEWASCO. So salary is being paid through KEWASCO.
You are talking about the remittance, the revenue. The revenue collection, you are depositing in different accounts. Is it?
It depends with the area manager. With my area manager, we did deposit with Kericho account, KEWASCO account.
What of the others?
Kipkelion and Londiani area manager deposits with Kericho or KEWASCO account. With Litain, there's something funny which happened. With KEWASCO. I'm sure. I think I have some documents here. I'll just hand them over. Accounts, your revenue.
with us, people of Kapkatet and Londiani, we do bank with Cooperative Bank, which is one account. And yes, Londiani and Kipkelion, they do bank their money with KEWASCO, yes. One account.
Let me ask in a simple manner. Before the merger, which account did you deposit your revenues?
Before the merger, we were depositing with Equity Bank and a Tilil Bay account.
Now, after the merger, you're depositing?
Honorable Chair, after the merger, we are part with Kapkatet. We deposit with KEWASCO, Londiani areas with KEWASCO.
What do you mean by KEWASCO? Is that a bank? I'm talking about
Cooperative Bank.
Which account?
Cooperative Bank account.
Okay.
Equity, about 4-5 months ago, is when they made a U-turn again to start banking with the Equity Liten. That is Liten area only.
What about the M-Pesa?
I'm the revenue assistant, and I don't have that information now. Honorable Chair,
Now, thank you, honorable members. Maybe before I give some directives, if there are some copies that you need us to have it, please provide such an attempt. Or, okay, Abraham, just surrender those copies, and after having those copies, we'll give you to make your closing remarks so that we close the chapter. So you give us, then we do some copies. Any document that you see, it is very important for this committee.
Honorable Chair, as I'm still sorting others out, I wanted to put it across the floor There's something very sensitive which is happening, and members, the branch level, we have a complaint which we request your intervention, or this house intervention. Usually when we fill up the P9 form on yearly basis, we are not using the employers, the non-employers PIN. When you fill it direct, the KRA officers will return it back to you, saying that if it goes this way, you are liable for conviction. Take it back to your employer. When you take it back to the office of the accountant, he crosses that P9 and writes another one. So there was a time when the KRA officers were going around. They visited the office. They visited us at Kapkatet over that serious concern, and told us that be very, very careful. When you go home during your retirement age, you will get nothing, and you will be taken to jail. Reason being that you are under remitting the taxes. This one is above us. It has been happening since the merger. Before merger, it was okay. Now we are inside the trap. We are kindly requesting this honorable house to intervene, or else the affected 41 employees will end up in jail. This is the copy of the KRA. Somebody to. Wakati tuliongea na accountant alisema haistahili mupeleke hiyo kitu huko, leteni hapa tujaze. So kuna ujanja ambao inaendelea kwa hiyo. It is difficult at a certain point because the MD is aware of everything. And MD at times is not having any time to spare with us unless you are coming from the inner circle. Also, a point I wanted to share with you is that our MD has decided to use people on contract and casuals so much. And the reason behind it, I believe that compromisation, they can easily be compromised. Yes, I can give you that one in a short while. Can confirm the names. One example which I may raise before this floor is that we have an ICT manager acting, ambao kuna wakati hatukuelewa vizuri, aligenerate bill ya Kapkatet District Hospital. He is on contract. Alitoa bill ya Kapkatet, alibill Kapkatet Hospital. Ilikuwa tarehe 14 December, alibill twice. One date, billing twice. The first bill, 29 September 2022. The bill was 57,990 shillings. On the same 14th, he billed that account 134,550 on the same date. And we have a billing department, Your Honor, who deals with the bills. When after billing, we are being given disconnection list that go and look for these monies. That is when we are citing abnormalities. We are very sure they have one connection and one meter. No, on the first date was on 14th. I'm sorry for having mentioned 29th. 14th, the first bill of 57,000 of December. Let me see. It is 14 December 2022. A bill was 57,000. Another bill was also on 14th December 2022, the same date. A bill of 334,550. Not different months, the same day, not even months, the same date. And then the following day, the following date of 15th December 2022, a bill was also 57,390. Once this list is generated, the person having a responsibility of explaining or carrying the day is a revenue officer who is going to meet those people direct while collecting money. I don't remember whether I did that.
Thank you for sharing such information. It brings a lot of contradiction because you don't know which amount are you going to collect. It is also a concern to this committee. Maybe we'll also have maybe only a question that was it only in December or it has happened also in some months?
This one is it is rarely done. It is a case, one case in a time of 6 months or so.
Okay. Is that not could be the error? Have you done any correction?
According to that date, we have a revenue officer who is my boss. We should be doing that one. And because it was in December 2022, and has not been corrected, I believe that there's nothing which has been done.
Maybe you'll make your closing remarks and Rich also, you can give us your closing remarks and so that we are tuned.
Thank you, Honorable Able Chair, and the entire members of this panel. I want most sincerely to say that I've been so impressed with the tech of this panel to invite us to be in your midst so that we can share our submissions as far as Kericho Water Company is concerned. Kericho Water Company is a giant, of course, is very resourceful. If only the custodians are able to engage a strong care for this topography, then I want to believe Kericho, we have great expectations in this company. As I conclude to share a little, is that we are also enjoying so many advantages as this company. Our intakes are free from all sorts of pollutions. So we don't incur a lot of expenditure on the cost of purchasing chemicals because they are not like those other tepid water from those other companies. So I tend to believe this is also an advantage on our side as a company. And much as you try to push things towards the right direction, I really have great expectations in this panel. I've really been impressed with your interactions. It has been so friendly. We were working to all of us being responsible to giving a solution to these problems that we are getting through. Thank you for granting us time. Thank you for your contributions in general, and may God bless you as you go through this process. I wish you success in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, I want to thank you very much for giving the branch union time to come before this committee and share with you our problems. My sincere request, Honorable Chair, is that you look into any way of assisting the 41 employees. We are in a shit. We are completely in a shit. We are not even visiting our families. One stays here for 1 year. And also, I need to report that instead of our employer making us to improve, we are depreciating so much. Even though I was not supposed to mention it, but it is in records, I'll request you that if you go through this document, you will see even whatever is being generated currently, if we don't have all this misuse, Bwana Chair, KEWASCO will be paid on time. Both the rural side and the urban side. Once you reduce the journeys, once you change the CEO of the company, why am I crusading for that? These receipts, your fuel consumption, you may not bear seeing them twice. Wakati una mess kwa boma yako, kijana yako anakuona. Kijana atakumes kuliko. And that's what is happening. Because MD has reduced himself to a stock clerk. Anaenda kuweka mafuta pale peke yake kwa magari over the weekend. We have nothing in our accounts. A lorry, instead, baada ya kuwekewa mafuta, aende cover the necessary mileage, unakuta a mess In fact, there's nothing ambao nimeweka kando, nimekupatia. This company rest fully on your hands to save. Thank you, thank you. I'm very sorry, Mheshimiwa, I'm very sorry. You excuse me if I step on your feet.
Chairman, I'm not an MD in this case. And I think you need not even to apologize. Chairman, I want to know from the member that are you stationed here in headquarters or in Kapkatet?
In Kapkatet.
Very good. But how can you, how do you know that the MD is fueling a vehicle on a weekend here in town while you are in Kapkatet?
Being a secretary,
you are being provided information
with
by the
information and documents.
Yes, I wanted to know.
Yes, information and documents, not rumors.
Thank you. Thank you, Simon and Koech, for appearing before us, and Tom Ober, and Thomas Koech. So we appreciate for shedding some lights to this committee, and we are here to see the welfare of each and everyone. Regardless of what, I think we'll address the issue accordingly and not in favor of anybody. We are all human beings, and I want to assure you, with all the information that you have provided, it will guide us to have a lasting solution to this department of KEWASCO. KEWASCO is the backbone of this Kericho County. We also rely on it. We also need water to even operate some of the activities in our villages. And we must say we appreciate what you have been doing. And I want to encourage you that let us deliver to our people. Let us not be also on the side to receive only salary. But let us look for some of the solution to see that our people benefited from the projects that we have put in place in our county, so that you cannot only wait and enjoy, waiting for the salary minus the services. I want also to urge you as the union that you remain united, so that you fight for your people. You set the goals for each and every one of you. Otherwise, I must say I appreciate you coming, and we are not taking this thing for granted. That is why we are online, because we want our people also to see the challenges that they are facing. As we talk right now, apart from the other side of Kapkatet, people in Soshet, they are facing the same challenge. They don't have water. People from Kagetoy, Borboriot, they don't have water. And other places, Kipchimchim, for some few days, and yet they are next to Kinu. They have not been receiving water. So we want to see what is this problem that contribute to all these problems. So thank you so much, and I wish you a lovely evening. Thank you so much. Secretary Nathan.